This prisoner seems to be trying to hide something. And indeed, Natalia finds a pair of scissors. Natalia shows why she confiscated the harmless-looking craft scissors.
The women made this themselves from a pair of scissors. One prisoner used them to attack another inmate. The fight happened about a week ago, and the victim was injured in the ear. The attacker actually wanted to slash her face, but she only caught her on the ear and arm. Fortunately, we were able to separate the two quickly.
An argument between two prisoners can quickly turn into a mass brawl, or even a riot. Ibague, a city of 500,000 inhabitants in central Colombia. The South American country is the world's largest cocaine producer. Violence among drug gangs is high. Over 13,000 people were murdered in 2023 alone, making Colombia one of the top 15 countries with the highest murder rate. The result, Colombian jails are bursting at the seams, like Picaleña prison. It's the 5th largest in the country. Over 5,000 men and women are incarcerated here. It's a high-security bunker from which no prisoner has yet managed to escape. Strict rules, monotony, and arguments among the inmates determine life in one of Colombia's toughest prisons. It's 6 a.m. Picaleña prison is slowly coming to life. The shift begins for the guards. One of them is 27-year-old Palomino. He has been working in the prison for a year and a half. For security reasons, uniforms may not be worn outside the prison walls. Before starting their shift, the guards change in the prison dormitory. Palomino has 12 hours of duty ahead of him.
While I'm dressing, I always pray, just for myself. I pray to protect me from bad things happening, like a riot or something like that.
Palomino is in a hurry. Morning roll call is about to begin. If you're late, you'll be on duty at one of the unpopular posts that day.
Attention, gentlemen.
Everyone eagerly waits to see where they will be assigned. Every day, prison management reassigns the guards to the various posts. It's a measure designed to prevent bribery.
Fortunately, the block I'm assigned to today is rather quiet. I'm on duty there quite often. But you can never trust the peace. We always have to be alert and prepared for something to happen.
Picaleña prison consists of 2 areas. The entrance area with the administration, the dormitory for the guards, and a training area. Adjacent to it is the actual prison, surrounded by 3 6-meter-high fences. Within this area, there are 7 cell blocks. Each of the blocks is structured like a separate, smaller prison. Unit 1 is the oldest part of the prison, and also the largest block. Unit 2 has space for some 800 medium-security prisoners. The isolation wing is also located here. Unit 3 is the high-security area. Unit 4 is the women's wing. 450 female prisoners are serving their sentences here. Unit 5 is for prisoners serving medium sentences and remand prisoners. The so-called trusted inmates live in Unit 6. Unit 7 is the VIP block. Only former state employees and older prisoners are housed here. Anyone wishing to enter the interior of the prison must first pass the drug-sniffing dogs, including the guards.
We are searching for all kinds of narcotics. We've had visitors try to hide drugs in latex, such as condoms, or in toothpaste or coffee, and also in cleaning products. They do that to distract the scent of the drug-sniffing dogs. But that doesn't work. Our dogs always find the drugs.
Palomino and his colleagues are clean. Next comes the security check. Money, alcohol, knives, and cell phones are also strictly forbidden. Palomino is now on duty in Block 2, which is at the far end of the prison. Picaleña prison was built in 1982 and initially only consisted of Block 1. Gradually, more and more blocks were added. Block 2 is one of the most modern. Over 800 male prisoners are housed here in 5 units, known as pavilions. Inmates here are serving sentences ranging from 10 to 30 years. Together with 3 other colleagues, Palomino is now responsible for Pavilions 16 and 17.
205? No, 204.
Just 4 guards are responsible for over 400 inmates here, and they are almost exclusively murderers, drug dealers, and rapists. Palomino and his colleagues do not carry weapons. Their only means of defense is a baton.
Señores, buenos días.
The first step is the head count. The wardens also check that everyone is uninjured and in good health.
Listo. Bien. Gracias. Gracias.
We counted the prisoners. No one is missing. We do that every day. In both pavilions, everything is in order.
Each pavilion consists of a large inner courtyard, around which the cells are arranged. During the day, prisoners can move around freely in the inner courtyard. Barbed wire on the roofs and several surveillance cameras ensure an escape is impossible. All the furnishings, such as tables and benches, wash basins, and toilets, are made of metal. There's no chance of destroying them and turning them into weapons. The cells are spread over 2 floors. 4 to 5 prisoners share one of the 12 square meter cells. The furnishings are Spartan. Beds and the shelves for everyone are clumped together. The wash basin and toilet are in the middle of the room. There is no shower. A narrow window offers only a depressing view of the outside fences. By now, it's lunchtime. Each block has its own kitchen. 3 meals a day are prepared there. Meat is served at least once a day. The inmates do the cooking. One of them is 43-year-old Gustavo. He has been behind bars for 17 years.
This is one of the best jobs in this prison. Actually, in any prison in Colombia. If you work in the kitchen, you always have enough to eat. And we're busy all day. The pay here is also good. You not only get a reduction to your sentence, you also get paid money. We earn the legal minimum wage here in Colombia. That's great.
That's around $350 a month. In prison, that amounts to a small fortune. Gustavo used to be a teacher until he was sentenced to 27 years for rape. In Colombia, it's a crime that's harshly punished.
I used to make eggs for my children, and occasionally for lunch. Here is where I learned how to cook for 1,000 people, and quickly too. It wasn't easy to learn. It's a large kitchen here. I also had to learn how all the equipment worked, for example.
He is now an absolute professional and already has plans for his time after prison.
I'm thinking about opening my own small restaurant. I enjoy cooking. I know I'll never be able to go back to my job as a teacher, so I think that's a good idea for a fresh start.
In 5 to 6 years, he could be released on parole and realize his dream. Before the food is served, a civilian cook checks the taste and temperature once again. The prison management attaches great importance to quality, as the food is an important factor in the prisoner's mood. The prisoners eat in the block's huge dining hall. Leftover food in the pavilions would quickly attract pests. Here, too, every movement of the prisoners is strictly monitored. To avoid arguments, everyone gets exactly the same amount. Food is eaten from plastic containers, another safety measure. Of course, not everybody is totally happy with the food.
The food is sometimes a little cold, or not quite tender. And the portions are very small. It doesn't fill you up. We are left hungry. But we still enjoy the food.
There are no supplements. If you have a job or a family who sends money, you can buy extra food in the prison store.
Let's go, go! Back to the pavilion, come on!
The prisoners reluctantly return to the confines of the pavilion. In the afternoon, prisoners in Pavilion 16 head to the exercise yard. They are allowed onto the sports field once a week. The prisoners are searched beforehand. It is difficult for the guards to keep an eye on everyone on the large sports field, and Palomino actually makes a find: a drug pipe. The owner is now in a lot of trouble.
A discovery like this can lead to a change in the security level. They are then moved to a different block or even placed in solitary confinement. Or they simply lose certain privileges. That almost always happens.
The prisoners have 1 hour. Most of them use the time to let off steam. Soccer is very popular. Everything looks peaceful, but Palomino knows it can't be trusted.
We have to be very vigilant out here, because the main entrance to the block is at the back.
There is a high risk that prisoners will seize the opportunity and try to escape via the nearby main entrance. Carlos is completely in his element. He played for a soccer club as a youngster. His chances of a professional career were not bad at all, but then money and drugs became more important.
It was, of course, my dream to become a great footballer. And if I had the chance, I'd still love to become one. It's still my passion. To be honest, sometimes I still dream of being a great footballer or a great goalkeeper. Maybe I'll get another chance.
Since Carlos will be almost 50 when he is released, it is a rather unrealistic dream. But for the moment at least, soccer allows him and the others to forget everyday life in prison.